Arkansas, a close one. Get the microphone turned up here. A close game. Arkansas gets the dub. Boy, it wasn't pretty, though. Wasn't pretty. Someone said that sounded like, well, I'm not going to get into it. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Yo, what's going on? Welcome. I would say that that was a beautiful win, but it really wasn't. I'm hearing some really loud humming. I don't know if you guys hear that or not. I'm hearing sounds, not voices. I'm hearing sounds. All right, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Okay, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. I did post the the Sam Pittman Zoom call for the media today. I posted that from the media Zoom call, I should say. So if you haven't had a chance yet, I'm sure a lot of you have watched that. I'm probably gonna hold off on going too far into that until maybe maybe Wednesday if we're live, or maybe Friday. We'll go into a little bit more about what Sam had to say from earlier. But yeah, okay, yeah. Shout out to Patreon supporters. I cannot believe it. It's exploded. We're over 70 Patreon supporters. Holy cow, over 70. Awesome. That is great. We're just gonna keep growing. Keep on keeping on, you know. Shout out to you guys. Also, shout out to the sponsors: Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. They operate out of Northwest Arkansas and in Central Arkansas. Same-day services, quality parts, affordable outcomes. They do it all. Damage, if you need a repair, if you need to replace the door, they've got you covered. 501-244-3667. Again, that is Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. All right? Okay. LLS needs to step up his DIQ. Too many bad angles that let him get beat off the dribble. Christopher, I don't disagree, but I kind of saw a couple of guys. I thought I saw Devo he looked like he got beat off the dribble a little bit. I was not. A win is a win. You're right. I'll definitely take an ugly win over a pretty loss, so on and so forth. You guys know the rhetoric, but there's certainly some things you finally feel like Musselman's going to be able to go back, look at film, and go, holy shit. We've got some work left to do, right? And that's why he schedules some of these teams, right? He wants to get, wants a team to help expose the areas that they need to be exposed in early on in the year. And these guys, Old Dominion, certainly did that. I'm impressed by them. Holy crap, did these guys miss? What did they shoot at three-point range in the second half? Like 85%? That was insane. That was crazy. They weren't missing anything, whether it was 15-foot floaters or outside the perimeter for threes. They were uncontested, contested, it didn't matter. These guys were just draining everything. Arkansas really, I thought, okay, they're going to pull away. I think their largest lead was 14. And I thought, well, they're gonna pack it on now in the first half. They're gonna grow up by 20, 22. Then we'll start to see, maybe we'll see some of the guys trying to fight their way into the rotation, the guys that are fighting for minutes. And then Old Dominion just kept knocking down shots. It was defensively, this is something you can't be happy about. Arkansas, they looked slow getting back on defense. Old Dominion took advantage. They were able to get back behind them through the back door really easy to the rim. I thought the rim defense was not very good. At times they had moments where you thought, okay, they're doing a little bit better job of rim defending here. But then, like, the next 2 out of the 4 next possessions, they had some easy looks straight to the rim with no one there to get in the way or to alter the shot. Which, don't get me wrong, they got some blocks tonight. They did some – it wasn't all bad. Again, you won the game. Of course it wasn't all bad. But there's certainly some stuff here that just stands out like a sore thumb. You had, of course, it seems to me like if Battle is on the bench, which he fouled early, when he's on the bench, they really kind of struggle to find any offensive identity. Now – the good news was the most unlikely player was actually kind of going off, and that was Mekhi Mitchell, who had 10 points in the first half, along with a handful of rebounds. I think he had something like 6 or 7 rebounds in the first half alone, and then ended up with double-digit points. He was 6 of 7 overall shooting. He was 3 of 5 at the free throw line. You're going to take that from Mitchell. I know I complain a lot about free throw shooting, and tonight there's certainly something to complain about. But you're gonna take 3 out of 5 from him any night of the week. Yeah, there's all kinds of issues. I thought L. Ellis, someone pointed out the defensive IQ. I thought there were 2 or 3 guys that at times I thought I saw Battle. Maybe I need to go back and rewatch. I thought I saw Battle just either he got switched up off of what Old Dominion was doing offensively, and he tagged the wrong guy, and he stepped out of the way, and maybe he expected someone else to step in the way in the lane and to take I don't remember who it was that went to the rim for Old Dominion, but it just looked like he either gave up on the play or he didn't know what he was doing. There were stuff that I hadn't seen a Musselman coached team do in a while, and it's not a great thing, but they needed this. They needed a night like tonight to get – and here's the thing. They got tested, and yet even when Arkansas would get out to a 10-point lead and then Old Dominion would knock down a 3, whether it was contested or not, like I said, didn't matter, or a 15-foot floater or an easy move to the rim, whatever the case may be, and they were able to close the gap, I never felt Arkansas might be playing for their lives. I know it got close there down in the final 3 or 4 minutes. I mean, it was a 2-possession game. I still felt like Arkansas was fine. And that's confidence it's nice to have. I don't know what to make of Old Dominion. I know they're small, they're fast, but they're not a great three-point shooting team. I think they knocked down eight outside shots the first 2 games combined. And they did what tonight? I mean, again, either they just really like Bud Walton or something was going on with Arkansas's defense. I thought their perimeter defense, this was probably the most disappointing I've seen them play defensively. And again, you have to give Old Dominion credit. They were still making contested shots. If you don't catch me talking too much in Discord, that usually means I'm pretty zoned into the game. And I was in the second half. In the first half, I was trying to monitor Discord and make sure nothing was getting too out of hand. I had to be in 2 different DMs today for people who were going a little too far. So I was trying to make sure things are good there. I know my mods are wrapped up and stuff. And then second half, I didn't care. I was watching. I was really curious to see how Arkansas responded. And to be honest, they never looked scared. They never looked worried. Now you could argue, well, maybe they should have been, but I would rather them not panic, sack up, and just play better ball. And I think they sort of did. Again, 33 bench points. We know that anytime you got Battle coming off the bench, he's going to be good for double digits, and he was once again tonight. He shot 50%, 3 of 6 overall. He was 2 of 3 outside. You're going to take that all day long. 5 of 6 at the free throw line. I love how Battle is going to get points one way or another. I love that. That was good. It was good. Let's see if we have. Don't forget, Super Chat is open if you guys want to knock down a Super Chat. They got another game Friday. Who the hell do they play Friday? UNC, is that UNC Greensboro? I think it is. I'm trying to look at my nappy, worn-out calendar below my keyboard, or underneath my keyboard. Yeah, UNC Greensboro, Friday night, 7 p.m., so we'll see what they do there. Blame it on Monday, says Leslie. That might be the case. Absolutely, it could be. It's the case of the Mondays. OD shot 11 of 22 outside. Insane. Let's go over the numbers. Listen to this. They shot 44%. 44%. A Sunbelt school walked into, and I know that doesn't matter in basketball. I mean, you get group of 5 schools that are better than the top half of their conferences are better than some of the P5 schools, but Old Dominion looked the part. They look like a tournament team, if you want my opinion. I know they lost to Ball State, but 31 of 71 overall shooting, 44%, 11 of 24, 46% off 24 attempts. 46% on the road, a group of 5 school, 46%, man, 11 of 24, 80% the free throw line. They only got 5 shots. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought, it was tacky in the first half, and I do agree that I really felt like there were 2 or 3, maybe even, Definitely 2 or 3 calls that were just tacky by the officials. Didn't let anyone get in any kind of rhythm. But I will also say I felt like Arkansas got away with quite a bit of contact in the second half. Had they called the second half like they did the first, this could have been a closer game, even closer, which is hard to imagine with it being a 2-possession game inside a minute and a half to go. But it could have been closer. But thankfully they didn't in the second half. It wasn't as bad. It wasn't as atrocious. But you could say the same thing had they not blown as many tacky calls in the first half. You know, I think the first 3 or 4 fouls were just a little like, yeah, okay, by the book, they're maybe a little too much contact, but whatever. For them, Jenkins went the hell off, and he blew by Devo. I don't know if Musselman is thinking about, you know, I'm sure he is. He's going to look at tape. Jenkins stood out to me, man. This guy, and of course, he took a lot of shots, but he was 8 of 19, 3 of 6 outside, 50% shooting outside, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. He did have 3 turnovers, but only 2 fouls, again, with 21 points. Their bench, Caesar had 18 points. Blackney, 14 points. What'd they get off the bench here? 26. I mean, they had 30-plus points off the bench. I mean, they look deep. I'm not going to lie to you, man. If they don't have to play that good, play close, maybe 75% as good as they did tonight the rest of the season, shoot 11 of 24, my God. The rest of the year outside, if they could stay close to those numbers, 80% free throw shooting, you know, only 10 turnovers, only 10 turnovers with 14 assists on the road. I know it's a Monday night. I know Bud Walton Arena wasn't its typical self, but they could be a tournament team, man. Now, you know how this is. Sometimes you do overlook teams. That could have been it. You're coming off how many days rest? 2 days rest, right? They played Friday. They had Saturday, Sunday, and then they had to I don't know if he practiced this morning or not, but so maybe that had a little something to do with it, but not making any excuses. Old Dominion came in here. They weren't phased at all by anything. Now, had that been a Friday or a Saturday night game, you know, or a meaningful game, if they were ranked, yeah, Bud Walton would be rocking. That would be something else entirely. But I was very impressed. 39 rebounds. They out-rebounded you +4. Arkansas did have I love this assist-to-turnover ratio tonight. I mean, it's probably why you won this damn game. 15 assists. If this is correct, 15 assists to just 4 turnovers. Guys, that's a recipe for success. 42% outside shooting is not bad, even off just 19 attempts. That's not bad. You're going to take that all day long, man. They had 8 of 19, 42% outside. They shot 51%. Now, again, now we're 3 games in, and I'm still talking about free throw shooting. Once again, they shot beneath 65 or beneath 72%, about where you should be. A team of this caliber, especially with some of these free throw shooters they have on this roster, guys that have the reputation of doing really well at the line. You look at how well Battle's been. I mean, he was 5 of 6, but you shoot 62% overall. Again, I mean, guys, that's got to clean up. They have got to figure out, number one, when it comes crunch time and you've got your closers on the floor, your typical 5-6 guy rotation at that moment, you got to assume that's where you've cut your rotation down to about 6, maybe 7 guys in those crucial moments. Maybe early on you're flushing 8, maybe you're dipping into 9, not likely with Musselman, but late in the game you're trying to figure out that 6 or 7-man rotation late in the game. You got to find someone who can get to the free throw line, and that's probably going to be Battle. He's going to be the new Chris Likes, I'm sure, but you're going to need someone else because – you know, opposing teams are going to pick up on, okay, Battle, that guy, number 0, we got to be on him. Do not foul him late. You're going to have other guys step up at the free throw line. Now, again, Brazil was 50%. You know, I get it. Mekhi Mitchell was 3 of 5. Your bigs are not going to knock down shots, but you've had other guards, or you've had guards struggle. L. Ellis shot 50%. Devo was 50%. I mean, that you just can't do that. Now, I know Devo's never been an elite free throw guy, but got to clean that up because in later minutes against tougher teams who have more length, more athleticism, and more depth than Old Dominion, home, away, neutral, wherever you're playing are going to give you more problems if you cannot clean up free throw shooting at the end of the game. Now, I don't know what they actually shot in the final four or so minutes. I actually didn't keep up with that, but overall, though, you've got to make your shots at the charity stripe, man, point blank. You know, and as long as he gets cleaned up, and we've seen Musselman teams get better as the season goes on at the free throw line, but it can't be all on Battle, but I have a feeling it's going to be. I have a feeling Battle or maybe L. Ellis, maybe Devo. We know Devo's not afraid from time to time to try and draw a quick foul. It's, someone else besides Battle is going to have to be that guy as well, because teams are going to figure out what to do in the final minutes of a game. Yeah, man. But again, a win's a win, a win. A win's a win's a win. However the hell you're supposed to say it. Overall, not a great grade. Defensively, they struggled. They struggled. But despite how badly they played, you had some spurt ability. What I found interesting was when Battle was on the bench, you did eventually see Devo get some quality points. Or some quality minutes followed up with some points. He did, what was his number? He had 16 points tonight. So your leading scorer, L. Ellis, leading scorer tonight, probably would have been Battle had he not picked up those first two fouls in, the first 5 or 6 minutes, whatever it was. Probably would have been Battle. He had 13 points. Again, a good night for him. Just one turnover. But holy crap, L. Ellis, 3 rebounds, all 3 defensive. A steal, 17 points, and 8 assists tonight if ESPN is to be believed here. I'm trying to pull up Arkansas's official. Yeah, and Arkansas says the same thing. 8 assists for L. Ellis tonight. Holy crap. I don't know who the last guy was to have 8 assists in a single game for Arkansas, but that did anyone do that last year? That's great. Just between him, Brazil had a couple. How about Brazil too, by the way? 50% outside again, 2 of 4. His shot is very slow. Someone brought that up at Discord, and I was like, yeah, he's tall. It takes a minute. To get those arms up, man. And it's all in the wrist, baby. It's all in the wrist. It just takes him a little longer, okay? He's got a 4-foot-long forearm. It takes a minute. It's like a tractor lifting the bucket up. You know what I'm saying? And then to get into your shot and to let it go, it's a slow approach for him. But he finds a way, and he's shooting 50%. It's not like someone's going to go up there and knock the ball loose. Speaking of that, Arkansas, again, 6 blocks. It wasn't 25 or whatever the hell they had in the last game. 6 blocks, 4 by Brazil. Brazil had he had 11 points, and he lost some minutes. He got banged up in the eye there. 4 rebounds. I'm going to tell you, I think not having a true center. I know the way Musta's style works. I know that, but I've listened to some other people talk on this, and I've listened and I've read a little bit, and I'm starting to agree more and more. Not having a big physical boxing out son of a bitch, big old 250-pounder, 6'11", 6'10", 6'11", big old bruising true center, OG center down there. It just feels like at times Arkansas could use that. I don't know. Like tonight, it was just entirely too easy for Old Dominion at the rim. They're struggling on the boards a little bit. I don't mind the 8 offensive rebounds, but you gave up. You were -4 in that department compared to Old Dominion, who had 12 offensive rebounds. Again, out-rebounded by another non-P5 school, +4 for them, right? Total rebounds. They had 39 to your 34. But thrilled about the 15 assist to 4 turnover assist to turnover ratio. That's a very good number. And again, that's how you win games for sure. Cheering on the Hawks from Marquette, Michigan. What's up, Del Stacy? Thank you. Appreciate you. Bumbles bounces, let Devo. Devo is going to, I'm telling you guys, every year we have this discussion, and I get it. He's going to turn the ball over a little bit. By the way, tonight, 16 points, 5 rebounds, an assist, and a steal, no turnovers. He was, I would have thought at least one, maybe 2 snuck by me. No, he had none. No turnovers tonight. Brazil had the 2 turnovers, 2 of the 4. Lawson had 1, and Battle had 1. Davenport was 1 of 2 outside. I still don't know what to make of that guy. A part of me wants him to be in that permanent 8-9-man rotation. And then sometimes he is what he is, right? He gets the ball, he shoots. There's no waiting for open looks. There's no waiting for movement. There's no waiting for passing lanes. There's no setup with him. He's just going to get the ball and he's going to shoot it. Doesn't matter where. Doesn't matter if it's his shot or not. He's just going to take it. And that shot that he made was pretty it was pretty good. It was good. But he was 1 of 2. He was 1 of 4 overall, but he was 1 of 2 outside. Mekhi Mitchell tonight, you kind of want to give him – is he MVP? He had a double-double, 7 rebounds. He had 3 offensive boards. That's more than anybody on this roster. 10 total rebounds and assists, and he had a block as well with 15 points. I don't know, man. This is kind of a tough one. Ellis stood up, 8 assists, 17 points. I think you got to give it to Ellis because he was so damn close to a double-double with an assist number up that high. I mean, just incredible. And not only that, but he had at least 3 rebounds. Not bad. I mean, whatever. He's a guard. But he had the steal, and he had no turnovers. I don't know. This is kind of a toss-up for me. I think I want to give it to Ellis. I mean, he's a leading scorer with 8 assists with 3 rebounds, no turnovers, right? I think so. Can KJ play basketball? I don't know. I hate to say it, but the days of guys playing like Corliss are just about gone. Too many whistles. I mean, you're not wrong, and that's why the game, I think, has shifted to a degree. You don't have those big nasties, those 6'9", 6'10", just big, physical, hulking presence, underneath the rim who long arms that are just lumbering. You don't see those guys, and when you do see them, they're like stars. If they're just good, if they can get 12 points a game and 8 or 9 rebounds, you're talking about them like they're stars because it seems like they're so rare. No Opinion did not play tonight. He didn't. Nope. There was no Opinion. Didn't get minutes for Arkansas tonight. Your rotation went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they went 10 deep tonight. Now something else to consider. The first half they did. I felt like they did kind of treat this. Now Musselman may clear this up. I kind of felt like they treated it like they were still looking for that rotation. I think they're still looking for it. By February, you'd probably want to go back to this game and think on it a little more, and you'll be like, hopefully we're saying, oh, yeah, this team would beat these guys by 15, 20 points. They found that rotation, and it's working so smoothly. But I'm going to tell you, Battle, when he got those first 2 fouls, Arkansas didn't quite respond the way it took them a little bit. I think they only scored two points the first 2-3 minutes he was on the bench. I mean, they really kind of struggled to find something. Now, I don't know that that's going to be the norm. I don't think it will be. There's too many scorers on this roster. Now, it was Devo that kind of came through for him, though, in those moments. Devo, by the way, 1 of 4 outside. Again, 50% at the free throw line. 6 of 11 overall shooting. Yeah, again, positives. I love it, man. I love that assist-to-turnover ratio, 15-4. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. That's a big one. That's a big one. Plus 11 in that category with 3 steals and, again, 6 blocks. Another if you're getting 6 blocks in a game, if you're averaging that many blocks in a game, I mean, that's not a bad number, right? That's not too bad at all. Opinion needs to transfer. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I want to see what he can do. I'd like to see him. I'd love to see him become that guy that you can, again, I've talked about it 100,000 times. I'd love to see him be the guy that you pull off the bench and he just gets maybe 8, 9, 10 quality minutes, maybe knocks down a couple of threes. His defense has maybe improved a little bit. I'm not saying he's got to be a really good two-way player for him, but I'd like to see him just become that guy that can provide a little bit of spark coming off the bench by knocking down a couple 2, 3 threes. I know that's asking a lot, man. You don't have a lot of those guys around, but in college basketball, where you just have a guy that comes off the bench and can provide you that kind of spark that quickly, even if it's going into just their second season of college basketball. But I don't know. The more you think on it, I don't know that he cuts into that rotation. It certainly looked like in the last game he was going to maybe he'd get some more minutes tonight. We hold on tightly for Gus Malzahn, says Addison Book, who's a Ole Miss fan. What? It's games like this where the teams come together and perhaps get a wake-up call. Again, yeah, you need games like this. You need more games like this. You need games where you face some strong adversity. And it's about how you respond, right? And that gives you a pretty good idea of maybe what to expect moving on out or moving on with your season. Trying to read any chats here. I'd say, oh no, I already read that, didn't I? Devo has played 80-plus minutes with 0 turnovers, an average of 3 assists. He has no turnovers? Hold on. Is that true? Hold up. I thought he had at least 1 or 2. He didn't. Yeah, okay. He didn't have. That's right. He didn't have turnovers against Gardner-Webb, and then Alcorn State. Holy crap! See, this is the type of stuff I'd be looking at for Friday's show, and I think you're right. Yeah, he has no turnovers. Wow, I could have sworn he had 1 or 2 turnovers against Alcorn State. Impressive. Maybe I'm thinking about Purdue. Was it Purdue where he had some turnovers? I know that was an exhibition. Impressive, yeah. So through 3 games, man, I don't know. Can we expect this moving forward? Impressive. Good catch. Who was that? Mike 3664. Good catch, man. Very good catch. I'm going to pin that. I like that. I like it when you guys catch that stuff. That's awesome. All right. That's pretty good, man. Through 3 games, would you have ever thought he could do that last year? Hell no. He's a turnover guy. He's going to turn the ball over 2 or 3 times a game. I think he had a few like 4+ turnover games last year. But yeah, Devo has through 3 games so far, and those, I think he said 80+ minutes there. Yeah, because he had 24 game 1, 22 game 2, and then what do you have tonight? Yeah, he had 37 minutes. Tonight was the most minutes that he got. Let's look at the overall numbers here. Again, bench got you 33 points, 44 points in the paint, 18 points off turnovers. That's not a bad number there. 15 second chance points. Okay, 8 offensive rebounds, 9 fast break points, which could be a number of different reasons why that happens. Let's see, 19 layups. It looks like 19 to 22 on layups. 1 of 2 dunks. Yeah, Brazil missed that, but I would have thought there was a couple more dunks though, it felt like. And then 66 possessions. Let's see. Arkansas only trailed in this game by 2 minutes and 31 seconds. Let's see here if I can pull up the side-by-side split box stat. Let's see. Okay, times tied. They were just tied the once. I mean, okay. Lead change just once. They were tied for a grand total of 1:28. Let's see. For ODU, they're 44%. I'm trying to find their defensive rebounds, 27. That was a tie between Arkansas and Old Dominion. They had 27, but they were +4 in the offensive rebounding category, which is why the number is what it is. 21 fast break points for Old Dominion to your 9. 21. They had 3 steals. They had 14 total assists, but they had the 10 turnovers. You could argue right there that's probably why you won this game, is that turnover ratio +6 for Arkansas in the +1 assist category. At least it's a maybe not the reason, but it's a pretty big factor. But 44% to come into Bud Walton and to shoot somewhere around 44-45%. Pretty impressive. 31 of 71, 46% outside. But let's not overlook Arkansas shooting 42% too outside. 46, they weren't missing. Arkansas hits 42%. That was pretty impressive. So, yeah, and they were 80% free throw line. Of course, they didn't have as many opportunities as Arkansas did. Let's see. They ended up shooting in the second half. They were, it looks like 8 of 13. So they actually shot 61% in the second half at 3-point range. Arkansas shot 50%, which again is phenomenal. 5 of 10 outside. If I'm looking at that right. That doesn't seem right. No. That's the whole game. I usually go to ESPN for those. Some of these, the way they categorize these box stats. So anyways, impressive. That's what's crazy about this. You would think the way they shot that Arkansas, not really knowing, of course, knowing what Old Dominion obviously matters, but not really knowing. When you look at Arkansas's numbers, you'd think, okay, outside of the free throw shooting, surely they won against a group of 5 school. Again, I know it doesn't matter. This is basketball. This is not football. But shooting the way they did, 51%, 42% outside, the low turnovers, the high assists. You probably would have thought this was a double-digit win for Arkansas. And they did. I mean, they got up to a 14-point lead, I think, 2 separate occasions. And it looked like they were just going to pull away. Old Dominion just would not go away. So very impressive. Very, very impressive. All right. Let's see. He's going to break the rim. You talking about Brazil? Yeah. We will have fire and energy when Duke comes up here. Yeah, I really was hoping they'd be undefeated, but obviously that's not going to happen. So, all right, I'm going to have a response to the Pittman stuff. Either again, I don't know what the plan is for Wednesday just yet. I may go live on Wednesday, or I don't know yet, and maybe I'll give you kind of my take on the whole thing. One way or another, there will be content on Wednesday, as there always is. So one way or another, we'll have something out. This team in March will be super fun to watch. I agree, Beer Talk. They are going to be fun. They're so deep, man. They're so deep. And if a couple of guys have a bad game, it's like, all right, well, L. Ellis, here you go, right? Devo Davis, here you go. It's kind of like they have the depth to typically. It's not going to always be the case, guys. They're going to lose some games, and they're probably going to lose some games that have no business losing. That's basketball. It's just the way the game is. But it's nice to have guys like L. Ellis, who got 17 tonight, Devo, who we hadn't seen offensively much this year. He had 16. Battle had 13 points. He wasn't your leading scorer. Mekhi Mitchell, do I expect him to get 15 points consistently or even double digits? Probably not. But I love the effort out of him, and he stepped up when he was needed. So defensively, again, some question marks, but I think they have the athleticism and the length and the depth and all that stuff, the talent. They should be. Hopefully, they'll be able to correct these issues. If not, again, you're probably going to lose a couple more games you have no business losing because of the defensive effort or because of what's happening on defense. But yeah, all right. I appreciate you guys one way or another. I'll see you for sure by Friday. If I'm live on Wednesday, listen, the best way to be here or to know is to hit that notification bell. Make sure you're subscribed. The more you interact with the channel, the more likely you are to get notifications. That's voting on the polls on the community page. That's interacting here. That's liking and liking the shows, the like button, and then hitting the notification bell. All that stuff matters, and it's more likely that you're gonna get an alert. So I appreciate you. Patreon is holy crap. Wow, way to go, Patreon. Also, we can't forget the Odd Soul Craft Bar and Pizzeria. They help keep this thing going, man. The Odd Soul located in Springdale on Emma Street. Fantastic pies, great staff, great environment. They got all sorts of stuff on tap. Their IPAs are so good. What an awesome place to hang out. I ran into Dudley Dawson there. Dudley Dawson, you guys know who he is, Hog Media guy, OG. He's a friend of mine. I like Dudley a lot. Saw him there the other night when I went and grabbed pizza, him and his lovely wife. So, yeah, it's a cool place to hang out. So if you go and you order a pie, tell him Ty Hudson from Tuss Talk with Ty sent you, all right? Okay, I will see you guys later on this week. Be it Wednesday or Friday, probably both. I'll see you guys around.